News.
Good evening, I'm Emily Flores.
And I'm Glenn Mills. Thanks so much for joining us. Tonight, we are tracking incoming weather that could have a big impact on the commute home.
Yes, a lot going on this evening. In the last hour, snow plowing down. It's plowing down over I-80 near the Utah-Wyoming border. What you're seeing here, we're watching even more intensely and fast-moving snowfall that's happening in northern Utah right now. But first, before we get back to weather, another top story this evening. Police have released body camera footage of a deadly shooting. They hosted a press conference today detailing the moments that led up to 5 officers shooting a 25-year-old man to death during a traffic stop last week.
ABC4 Northern Utah correspondent Cade Garner joining us live from Farmington now. Cade, what are police saying about this incident today?
Glenn, Emily, it was here a week ago that shooting took place. You can see the memorial for Chase Allen is still up. He's the 25-year-old who died during that shooting. Now, there's not a lot police can say today because the investigation is still ongoing, but the police are releasing that body cam footage in hopes of being more transparent during the investigation.
Step out of the car.
The gut-wrenching seconds before officers opened fire on 25-year-old Chase Allen.
The proverbial routine traffic stop ended in tragedy.
Police Chief Eric Johnson says he can't say much while the Davis County Critical Protocol Team handles the investigation. This footage is the only evidence the department has access to at this time, which he is releasing to the public. Dashcam footage shows what appears to be a fake license plate and the reason for the stop.
It's not a plate from the state of Utah or any other of the 49 states.
It's faint, but in the video you can hear Chase Allen resisting the officer's requests.
I don't need registration and I don't answer questions.
Someone might misspeak, and that creates conflict from one statement to the other. The video speaks for itself. The video is not going to change.
Allen's mother, Diane, has an ongoing lawsuit against the same department. Court documents provide more context on her beliefs, and the beliefs her son may have had as well. Diane Allen calling herself a sovereign citizen. It means laws like those against driving with an expired registration don't apply to her. She calls her son's death a brutal murder.
Right now.
And we're going to have an issue where
Step out of the car right now.
During his stop, Allen tells the responding officer we're going to have an issue. 4 additional officers are now on scene. They go to pull Allen out. The officers fire. Chief Eric Johnson does not know how many shots were fired, but says all 5 officers shot at Allen. They pull Allen from the car. He has an empty holster on his hip, and a gun is laying on the floor of the car.
That escalation of force from verbal to hands-on, in my opinion, was absolutely reasonable and appropriate.
Now, Chief Johnson says he can't say whether the shooting itself was justified. That's what the investigation will have to determine. Now, he does tell us that he doesn't believe any one of the officers involved in the shooting had any prior contact with anyone in the Allen family. Reporting live from Farmington, Cade Garner, ABC4 News.
Thank you. Now to a weather alert. A snow squall is expected to plow over parts of the state.
Yes, and it could mean danger on the roads. We're going to take a look at Mid-Valley Highway south of the Great Salt Lake near Grantsville at this hour. You see it coming down. We are watching snow across. It's moving across the area with quite the intensity. And for that, let's head over for a first look at the forecast.
Chief Meteorologist Alana Brophy standing by with everything we need to know about this storm. Alana.
Okay, you look at that video and you think, okay, that's not that bad. But actually, we're watching as this organized band of precipitation tracks towards the Wasatch Front. This is important because we're talking about the evening commute. So we start with the storm tracker radar. This is from about Syracuse, draping itself all the way down towards Tooele. While it looks like rain on the radar right now, this is going to change. And we're looking at a period of heavy snow and gusty winds as this tracks east. So that means that we have the potential here to see this move through as we get through the next couple of minutes, as we get through the next hour here through 6 p.m. This is going to continue to track over towards the Wasatch Front and over I-15. We know very gusty winds are associated with this, so giving you that heads up there. As we kind of take a look at that alert, they have put out a new winter weather advisory because of this system. It is for the mountains. It does include the Wasatch Back. But when we talk about a snow squall, you probably hear that term and go, what is that? Well, it's intense, heavy snowfall. It comes with very gusty winds, and it can actually create whiteout conditions. This is the area that we were expecting it to come on through. There is that potential here in the next hour as it does, and that could really create some winter driving conditions on the roads. Now, on top of that, we look at our SPC outlook, and this is important because it shows the area where we've got enough instability to see a thunderstorm. So thunder snow potential is out there, and we know as this squall line comes through, it could create some pretty dicey conditions. Now, it's draped, as I mentioned, from Syracuse all the way to Tooele. That's going to track east. It's the same area that we see that SPC outlook. So we are keeping a close eye on it. We're going to talk about how much accumulating snow is coming from this robust cold front coming up in my full forecast in just a few moments. Glenn, Emily, over to you.
Thank you, Alana. Draper City Police have a few reminders for people who use and live near the Jordan River Parkway Trail. Several steel traps have been found in that area, one trap causing an unfortunate outcome. ABC4's Nate Larson live along the trail tonight with more. Nate.
Hey guys, I spoke with Lieutenant Pat Evans with the Draper City Police Department. He says it's not the first time that these spring traps have been found in the area, but in any regards, he wants to remind us that they're dangerous and they're also illegal.
Last Thursday, we had a gentleman out here with his dogs. He let his dogs off leash. The dogs actually run around in the fields just south of where we're standing. One of the dogs came upon a fox that its leg was stuck in a leg trap, a spring leg trap.
Lieutenant Evans said that the dogs attacked the fox and the injured fox tried to defend itself.
The dogs were injured in the attack, and our animal services division came down. They investigated. They found a second trap that was set and in the same area.
Traps have been found here along the parkway before and at the Maribin Wetland Park. Lieutenant Evans also says that trapping is actually illegal in the city of Draper and it needs to stop.
If you see traps out here on the Jordan River Parkway Trail or in any park for that matter, please report it to the police. If you are out walking your dog, it is against the law to have your dog off leash. I know we all love our animals and we want them to get their exercise, but this is a prime example of where things can go wrong.
The condition of the dogs is unknown, but the trapped fox had to be euthanized. These traps aren't just a concern for wildlife in the area, but for our pets and children as well.
Concerns with safety, because what happens if an animal gets trapped, if kids are out playing, they find that animal or they come across that animal is obviously injured, could be vicious, as well as you don't want a kid getting their leg caught in the trap. So there's all kinds of dangers and concerns. We need the trapping to stop.
One other thing that Lieutenant Evans pointed out, that of course Utahns, we know we love our animals, our dogs, our pets. If you do come across an animal that might be in an unfortunate situation like one in a trap per se, he says it's important to leave the animal alone and just call police, because if you try to help the animal and it bites you for some reason, in most cases that animal has to be put down. Live at the Jordan River Parkway in Draper, Nate Larson, back to you.
All right, Nate, we thank you. Well, turning now to the housing crunch, Salt Lake City leaders celebrate 2 housing projects that will move forward. Mayor Aaron Mendenhall at the opening of Colony B this afternoon. It's a mixed income development in the Ballpark neighborhood, and it will have more than 140 units, mostly studios. Developers say the rent will be affordable to those who make 1/4 to 1/2 of the average yearly income in the area. 11 of those units will be for kids aging out of foster care, and they aren't filled up just yet.
So if anyone out there in the community knows of a youth exiting that foster care system and ready to establish in their own apartment, they need to get in touch with the Colony B lease people.
Today also marking the ceremonial groundbreaking for the Other Side Village. This is a community of 60 tiny homes that will shelter homeless people in the area.
Thanks to the ongoing major disaster declaration, FEMA sending Utah County over $1.1 million for homeless people living in shelters. The money paying for meals, transportation, housing expenses, and more. Utah County incurring between March of 2020 and May of last year these expenses. Now it adds to a total of $381 million of FEMA funding for Utah since the COVID pandemic began. FEMA says it will stop reimbursing costs after May 11th when the disaster declaration ends.
All right, well, today is International Women's Day.
It is. Local leaders, because of it, are gathering at the Capitol to celebrate women making history right here in Utah. The Utah Women Making History Day event filled the Capitol Rotunda with posters and exhibits detailing the lives of women who have shaped our state over the years. Lieutenant Governor Deidre Henderson sharing a story from her childhood that she says taught her an important lesson about failure.
But I wanted to run for 7th grade secretary, so I did. But I was too scared to ask anybody to vote for me. In fact, I hid in the girls' bathroom during the assembly where they announced the winner. And guess what? It wasn't me.
Lieutenant Governor telling the crowd there are lessons to learn, not just in success, but in failure too. She hopes all the kids there, boys or girls, will find the story of women in history who inspire them.
Top intelligence officials briefed lawmakers on global threats today. I'll explain why China was at the top of the list. I'm Hannah Brandt in Washington. I'll have that story coming up.
And you're taking a live look at Utah Lake, where you can see that organized band of precipitation as you look towards the Lake Mountains from Linden. We know that's tracking towards the Wasatch Front and the potential for heavy snow in the next hour. What to expect in Utah's most accurate forecast.